large session and small and fun. I'm Bob Pedersen. I'm the headmaster at Pembroke, and we have some folks here with you tonight that are going to share the Pembroke story, and we're going to talk to you about a lot of detailed stuff, and we're going to convince you that this is the best place to go to school. We have some folks up here, you see on the board. It may be hard for you to see at the angle you're sitting at, but we have two deans of students. Paul Famulari behind you is dean of students. He's going to be talking about our schedule and our house system. And Christine Batty is over here. She's our curriculum person. We'll be talking about the academic side of Pembroke Academy. And Tim Herbert is over here, and he's another dean of students. He'll be talking about the athletics and all the clubs and activities that we have to offer. And Brandon Albert is over here on this side, and he'll be talking about the exceptional services that we have. You'll notice down the bottom there's tours available, and we can do that every afternoon except for Tuesday. The person who does the tours is our registrar, Marianne Demchak, and her phone number is 485-7881, extension 2064. So you're welcome to jot that down on a piece of paper and take it with you and see if you can arrange for a tour. I'm happy to do that for you. So without further ado, we'll move into talking about our schedule, which is somewhat unique, and also the house system that we have, and that's very unique as well. And Paul's going to talk about that, so come on.
All right, thank you. Our house system is kind of a unique structure as most high school experiences go. We have a student population of around 850 students, which this year is down a little bit from our normal enrollment, but one of the anomalies to that is our freshman enrollment this year is slightly up. So we have a larger than normal freshman class, but traditionally around 850, around 860 is where we usually are at. We have a two-house system. So what we do is we take the alphabet grades 9 through 12, and we split the alphabet right down the middle. The first half of the alphabet will go to one house. The second half of the alphabet will go to the other house. And within each house, we have a very similar structure, but one house is slightly larger than the other. Blanchard House, where Mr. Herbert resides, he is the dean of students. And there are also two guidance counselors. So what we do is we take that first half of the alphabet, and then we split it down the middle one more time. So the first half of the alphabet gets one guidance counselor, the second half gets another. Also in Blanchard House, there is a dedicated secretarial staff of one person. Also a support staff of two other people, including our registrar and our licensed drug and alcohol counselor. So Blanchard House is our larger of the two houses. The second half of the alphabet resides in Walker House. That's my house. I am the dean of students there. And there too we have two guidance counselors, one half of the last half of the alphabet, one guidance counselor, the other half with the other guidance counselor. We also have a house secretary who does a lot of the planning and coordination of the logistics, making meetings for us, scheduling those type of events. Now, traditionally in your house, you're going to find that your guidance counselor is going to walk you through your scheduling every spring. They're going to help walk you through your academic and schedule-related issues over the course of your school year. And ultimately, their goal is to help propel you through to your graduation as a senior. Okay? They're going to support you for all 4 years. And most students, I would say almost 98% of our students, follow with their same guidance counselor over their 4 years, because our guidance counselors are very dedicated to our students, and the fit is almost always perfect. There is a traditional model of assistant principal in most high schools. We call them dean of students. It's the same job, just a different title, and we do that to reflect the matrix of leadership with the headmaster model in position. The dean of students, our primary job, Mr. Herbert and I, is to provide a safe, secure, and sound educational environment for all students. Okay? Under that umbrella of a job description falls many different responsibilities. Okay? And we do a host of different things on any given day. Most often, it's discipline related, unfortunately. That's a big component of our job. The other part of our job is we're there to support students who come to us and their guidance counselor may be busy, or the support staff might be busy. They just need someone to talk with. And their dean of students, believe it or not, is someone they can rely on to do that. So that's what we're there for, and that's what the house model will bring you. We pride ourselves on an individualized instruction in the classroom, but also individualized support in your house system. Okay? The second thing I want to talk about is our schedule. Our schedule is new to us at Pembroke Academy, but it is not a non-traditional schedule by any means. It's a traditional 6-period day. Okay, so you have 6 periods a day, 55 minutes of class. So what we've done is we've stretched out our schedule from 4 blocks at 90 minutes to 6 periods at 55 minutes. That gives you a wider range of curriculum that you can take over your 4 years at Pembroke Academy. It gives you more educational experiences with regards to electives, which Ms. Batty will talk about in a minute. The schedule itself is pretty fluid. We start at 7:30, we end at 2:20, and we pack in 6 periods a day at 55 minutes. You get 5 minutes to pass between classes, which is more than enough time. Our school, as you can see behind me, it's not exceptionally large. So you have the ability to get from point A to point B within 5 minutes. And the way that you know to get around school is we play music. We don't do chimes, we don't do bells, we don't do dings, none of that stuff. We do music, actual music that you can hear on your iPod or on the radio when you're listening. It's stuff that we feel like that's an extra added element of the personal touch that we give you at Pembroke Academy. And believe it or not, yes, students can pick the music sometimes. So it's kind of fun in that regard. Also embedded in our daily schedule, we have a 15-minute dedicated advisory period, for lack of a better term. It's our homeroom. Every day, for 15 minutes, you're going to meet with one of our staff members in a traditional classroom setting, usually anywhere from 8 to 14 students per advisory. Some of our CRTC advisories are a little larger. And that person is going to be with you once again for your 4 years at Pembroke Academy, and they are going to support you in a very no-strings-attached kind of way. There's no grade attached to your advisory, with the exception of some scoring over your 4 years about how you have developed as a student and as a person, but you don't get a grade and there's no credit count for that advisory. It's just a day, a period of your day where you can go for 15 minutes and have a relationship with someone, no strings attached. And believe it or not, a lot of our kids at graduation, they refer to their advisor as one of the integral parts of their 4 years at Pembroke Academy. So we place a great deal of value in our advisory program. And the other piece to our day is a 5-minute announcement period, where you turn on your TV in your classroom at the end of period 2, and we provide a quasi-newscast, okay? The students sit at a table similar to this, and they put on a newscast-type announcement reading, where they'll go through everything school-related. For example, this week is our Spirit Week. We have a huge week planned. A lot of dress-up days, a lot of after-school and co-curricular events, and it culminates with a bonfire on Friday, our homecoming football game on Saturday, and our homecoming dance on Saturday night. So if you had no idea that stuff was going on, it would be impossible not to get that information on announcements. Okay? There's a lot to do at Pembroke Academy, and there's a lot going on throughout our day. 7:30 to 2:20 goes by real quick with our new schedule. Ms. Batty.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about academics. And I am brand new to Pembroke Academy. This is my 6th week, I think, here. And I have to tell you that for a smaller school, I came from a school that was about the same size as Pembroke Academy, but the extra or the elective course offerings that Pembroke Academy offer are absolutely amazing. There's a wide variety of courses and electives for kids to choose from, which is really kind of a unique thing for smaller schools. I have a freshman daughter myself, so last year I was sitting in the seats that you guys are now, trying to make a decision as to where to send my daughter to school. And had Pembroke Academy been an option for her, I definitely would have sent her to Pembroke. There are so many opportunities, like I said earlier. And the one thing that I really love is that they live their mission statement, and it's 3 words: achieve, contribute, and thrive. And these kids are achieving. We have about 100 students right now that are taking college-level classes as juniors and seniors through a program at SNHU. And that's in addition to our advanced placement programs that students can take traditionally through the College Board and take the test to place, which can help them basically supplant credits at the college level, which is a pretty exciting thing, especially when you might pay upwards of $3,000 for a 3-credit course at a 4-year university. And our students are taking those courses for $100 to $150 while at high school and getting a head start on college. One other thing that we offer is a differentiated diploma, and this is starting next year. And students can earn a standard diploma, which is the minimum requirements that the state sets for all students to graduate. We also offer a diploma with distinction, which is equivalent to the New Hampshire Scholars Program. But above and beyond that, We have an honors diploma, which looks fantastic when you're out trying to apply for colleges and apply for scholarships. And it's almost the same thing as the New Hampshire Scholars Program, but you need to maintain a 90 average across your 4 years of high school, and you have to take at least 40 credits of honors or accelerated classes. And that's a great way to set yourself apart when you're applying to colleges and applying for schools after high school. In addition to our curricular activities, we also offer a lot of extended learning opportunities for kids to kind of enrich what they're already doing in high school. I said earlier that we have a very extensive advanced placement program, and if we don't offer an advanced placement class, some students can take those courses that they want to online. We also, online courses, what's the number again?
467 students enrolled in online courses.
And currently, and they're not doing it to make up credits or because they failed a class, they're doing it to expand their transcript and to enrich their transcript. So they might want to take a class in fashion design, and we don't offer that at Pembroke Academy. They have the option of taking that as an online course. Like I said, we have several articulation agreements with local colleges. SNHU is one. We also have an eStart program through the community college system, and there's also a full-year dual enrollment program called the Bridges program at Manchester Community College for a student that's ready to take that next step and go to college a little bit early. The one thing that I thought was very unique about Pembroke Academy is they have a senior performance project, which is really a very unique thing for high schools. And part of the project is that students have to complete 35 hours of community service. And as a parent, I know that was important for me when considering a school, because I know that the lessons that you learn oftentimes come from helping other people or contributing, like that mission statement says. And the students at Pembroke Academy have to not only complete that, they have to reflect on that experience as well. And I think that's a very unique thing that Pembroke offers that other schools don't. I think that's about it on my list to talk about, so I'm going to turn the floor over to Mr. Herbert, who's going to talk about athletics and activities.
All right. So one of the good things about PA being a small school is we're able to really take a look at our students' meet unique needs. One of the programs we have we call PYL, Pushing Your Limits, is a summer camp to transition freshmen up to Pembroke Academy. Sounds pretty basic, but we're servicing students from Pembroke, Allenstown, Chichester, Epsom, Deerfield, and Hooksett. So you have students coming from 6 different towns, all to one high school. There's a lot of new faces, not including the staff, but just the student population. So during this time, there's activities, there's summer reading, that's not a bulk of it, but there's some academic tie to it, but there's activities student-led with student leaders, upperclassmen volunteering time during the summer to run these activities. We have teachers who are present at the camp working around coordinating different activities for students to do. In addition, myself, Mr. Fabulari, do a number of presentations during the PYL sessions, and guidance counselors come and do a number of presentations. At the end of it, it's a 2-week program. We offer 4 sessions. There's 95% participation amongst the freshman class. At the end of that, your student walks into PA on the first day of school, and it's not a stranger. They're not a stranger. It's not a new school. They know staff, they know their resources, and there's a good chance when they sit down in their first class, there's a handful of students in there they met over the summer and participated in PYL with. So that's something that's unique to the school that we do. In addition to that, through clubs and athletics, our extended opportunities to the students, we have 25 sports that are offered at PA, 38 sports teams between JV, varsity level. In addition to that, we have 39 clubs and organizations. Just to highlight some things in sports, our unified volleyball state runners-up. That's when we have athletes paired with students with special needs or exceptional needs, and they play volleyball against other schools. 2 years in a row, we've been state runners-up for that. Our clubs and organization, our robotics program is 5th in the world, not nation, not region, but there's only 4 other countries better than Pembroke Academy's robotics team. So that's pretty impressive for a small school of under 900 students. And in addition to that, we have our maestro singers that have performed at the Smithsonian in DC, as well as on Sea Festival music cruise that they participated in last spring. So we have quite a few accolades amongst these clubs and organizations, but the key thing is we have the opportunity and the resources to provide to students with the chance to express who they are and find their niche at PA. In my time at PA, I've never met a student who hasn't been able to find their niche. So that's what makes us, I think, an exceptional high school. But with that, you lead off the director.
So
of
I am the
Exceptional
Director
Services.
of Exceptional Services. My name is Brandon Albert. Exceptional Services at Pembroke Academy is special ed. So if your student has an IEP, if you have any IEP, any student services questions, I'm happy to stick around and answer, because usually those are more individualized questions, not group questions, and we'll open it up to questions after. But one thing I do want to say, for such a small school, there are a lot of services provided that, it's not small in services, special ed wise. We have an on-site psychologist, OT, PT, speech, all of those things, an assessor. We do our best to identify kids before they're struggling and offer those additional supports before they're failing. 10 highly qualified special ed teachers, 25 support paraprofessionals, which is comparable to a lot of the bigger schools for a lot less numbers. So there are an alternative program, a transition program, a skills level program, and each kid with an IEP has a learning center built into their day where they can also get additional support. IEP-driven goals are addressed in every class, but especially in those learning centers, as well as additional organizational and IEP-driven supports that you can also get credit. So it's not a study hall. It's a class taught by a highly qualified special ed teacher. And I'll be around after if you have any individual questions for that. And we're open to any Pembroke Academy general questions that you guys have. And if you ask questions, you don't have to stand here and stare at us. So any questions at all? And I won't answer, so if you want to point the camera that way.
We're new.
Any questions?
Do you know what the cost is to send a Hooksett student to Pembroke Academy?
I think that would be a question for our more seasoned veteran administrators.
Well, we don't have an exact dollar amount. That's the terms are dictated by the MOU. And
Yeah.
you would probably be best served to inquire with the people about that.
Because I've heard it change.
It does fluctuate.
Yeah.
Not on sure.
Is there like a bus that rides you to the school?
Fortunately, no. The only bus that we have for our students is from Chichester, and that's something that's determined at the town level. So of all of our sending towns, their school boards determine whether or not to provide busing. So unfortunately for Hooksett students, we do not. Yeah.
Now, I assume if you get accepted into Pembroke Academy, you're accepted for 4 years.
Correct.
Just like
Yep.
any students.
You would be enrolled for the next 4
The
years.
next 4 years, okay.
Yeah,
If we go for the first year and we don't like it, can we go to a different school?
you're gonna love it. But I'm
Say
saying-
we didn't.
Okay.
Oh, I know what I forgot to talk about. We have the CRTC program. So if you're interested in a more hands-on approach to learning, the CRTC program might be something that you're interested in. If, for example, say you go and you take web design your freshman year or sophomore year, and then you take everything that Pembroke Academy has to offer, and you say, wow, I think I might want to be a graphic designer when I, graduate. They have programs that can teach you how to do these things. And you still get to take classes at Pembroke Academy, but you go off-site for 2 periods a day, which you're transported to back and fro. But they offer some different programs that other vocational schools in the area don't. One of which is fire science, which is, I guess, a new program they have that's been very popular. And they're going to be starting a manufacturing technology program, which is also something that's really up and coming. So those programs are available through our agreement with CRTC. So if you're interested in more of a hands-on learning or a vocational or technical piece to your education, we have that articulation agreement as well. Sorry.
That's okay. I want to answer your question because it's a good one. And our philosophy is not every student who steps foot in Pembroke Academy their freshman year is going to graduate from Pembroke Academy. It's a realization in high school. So if over the course of your first year you find that it's not the right fit for you, we're going to compel your guidance counselor to sit down with you, get mom and dad in, have a conversation, and start formulating a plan to support you to get you through to whatever the next school is that you're going to end up at. The end result that we want to see for you is a high school diploma at the end of your 4 years, wherever that may be. We're confident it will be with us, but if it's not, we'll make sure we set you up where it's going to be successful. Okay? Any other questions? Yeah.
How many hooks as students are you taking for this coming year?
38.
Well, it's total enrollment, but I think the upcoming year, we're looking at a projection of 6 to 8. And don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what we were told. But that number can fluctuate.
68 students?
That's what we were told to expect from Hooksett, but that's not what we're bound to.
No, it's the, you know, the MOU doesn't require us to only take 8. We can definitely open it up to as many as we feel we can, you know, add to the classes without, you know, compromising that small environment we have in this resource.